Alright, so today we're gonna install this tempered glass screen protector on my Galaxy S22 Ultra. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a product by a company called Mowei or something like that. I watched their great installation guide video, so it's actually on the back. Look at this. So essentially, there are the videos, one in English, one in German. I don't know if they vary, I just watched the German one. There is a horrible background music, first of all. Second of all, I have to say they did an absolutely terrible job at installing their own product. They really were extremely bad. I watched this video and was like, what in the actual hell are you even doing? They really, they did not do that very well. I'm not saying that I can do it infinitely better, but I have done it better in the past on my Galaxy Note 9 with its Whitestone dome glass. That was definitely a way better installation than this, but of course with a phone like that we are also going to have to take care of the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner underneath the display, which is why such full adhesive screen protectors are actually the best choice, essentially, since obviously they cover the entire screen with a UV adhesive, which means that essentially your fingerprint scanner won't have any air or anything in between your finger and itself. And I guess it will probably reduce the sensitivity just a little bit, but since there is no actual air, the sound waves that it sends out should still be able to get to your fingerprint and read it. And it's obviously going to be much better than these screen protectors, which just, they cover the entire screen, but not with glue. So essentially they got glue only around the edges, and then they have a circle in the middle with extra glue for the fingerprint scanner, but that's going to be very, very ugly. And if you're going to pay this much money for a premium phone, I doubt that you want a horribly ugly screen protector that has a huge visible circle in the center. And yes, I am aware of the fact that there is going to be a slight circle where the fingerprint scanner is, but it's definitely not going to be nowhere near as bad as with these other ones. And I've seen them in real life before. Yeah, they're not good. You want full adhesive on a curved display, definitely. Alright, so let's unbox this. Now it comes with a little plastic train here, and essentially that is what you get. Now this comes with what seems to be 3 accessory packs for cleaning the phone, and also having, they include some stickers, I think, to cover the loudspeakers and the S Pen, for example, or well, the charging port for that matter. You get some absorption foam pads to put in this installation tray, which is going to help you as well. And they essentially absorb any excess adhesive. And for some reason you also get this razor blade. I have absolutely no idea what that's for, but I guess we're not going to need to use this, hopefully. And what's also in here is a single vial of glue. Don't worry, the other ones are down there. So this is going to be what contains your UV adhesive. It's got 2 ends. One of them needs to be opened first. I think actually this one, let me just see, hold on. I'm going to try and remove, yep. So this side you're going to remove first. You're going to take this off, and then you're going to hold it like this over the phone, and then you're going to unscrew this top part, and then you can let the glue drip out. You're not supposed to push it because that could introduce bubbles. And that's already the stupid part. In their installation video of the screen protector, they actually did just that. They pushed on it. And that really makes me wonder how qualified these people are. Some information. You're gonna get an installation tool to lower the screen protector down on the glue and to also hold it in place when adding the weight. And of course, you get a weight. This is actually pretty, oh, Jesus. This is actually pretty heavy. They even say you should add some coins to make it work better, but I think this is probably going to be heavy enough on its own. I don't think coins will make that big of a difference. And then in here, there are 3 tempered glass screen protectors, and they all have full coverage, and they do not have a camera cutout, which is an interesting choice. Essentially, they do not have a little notch up there to let the camera see through. Of course, they're transparent, but I guess it will still reduce the selfie camera quality a little bit, but then again, I don't really take selfies, so that doesn't matter. And perhaps this is actually going to make the phone look better. I mean, if you're going to have this uninterrupted screen feeling, it might actually look like it's the phone itself. And ooh, that's sticky. So that's what it looks like essentially. So that's the piece of glass. So that's what the piece of glass is going to look like. There is actually a sticker there for the fingerprint scanner location, so you know where to put the weight, and this is obviously at the bottom. No cutout, but this might make the screen look like you have nothing on there, because the original screen obviously also doesn't have a cutout for the camera, at least not a physical notch with a recessed camera. So yeah, might look better. Who knows? We'll see. And then finally at the bottom we have 2 more vials of adhesive, and this is going to be the UV lamp with its own little legs. It's nice and big so we can cover the entire phone at once. It has a USB Type-C port actually, but for some reason it does not work with USB-C to C cables. They said that in their video, so you're gonna need a USB-A to C cable, which I do have here anyways, but still kind of strange that they make a USB-C product that doesn't work with modern standard USB-C cables. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is test if this actually works. And obviously, clearly it does work. That's very important, because if this didn't work, you should not start installing the screen protector, because you're going to have a whole bunch of glue on your display that you can't actually remove or cure because this doesn't work. So therefore, test that first. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, so let's now prep the frame, which is actually upside down. You gotta put it this way. That's a camera cutout, although I'm not sure whether all these cameras even fit in there, so yeah, but whatever. We're just gonna put these absorption foam pads in there and prep this frame so that it's ready. Alright, next the phone. We have to remove any cases or pre-installed screen protectors from it. Alright, so now that all the pre-installed screen protectors for the shipping of the product were removed, and of course also my case, we can now go ahead and clean this. Technically you could put this in here first, but I think I should clean it first, put it in, and then clean it a second time. That is, if there is any extra dust left on the screen. And then we can actually start already. Okay, let's see what's in one of these packets. Oh no, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that's it. So we have a wet wipe, or apparently multiple because it says wipes. We have a dust removal sticker, which is very important, and we have these ones which are there to cover the ports on the bottom, and I will also cover the top loudspeaker. They did not do that in their video. I think you should definitely cover it, because if you have glue in there, yeah, you're not gonna get that out. And of course we have more trash, and we have a microfiber cloth. Actually no, 2 microfiber cloths. So when cleaning your phone, you should definitely have some very bright light near you, and I'm actually gonna do this off camera because I think it's gonna take me quite a long time. And you just need to make sure that all the smudges and all the dust is gone, but I am gonna tell you what you need to do first and what last. So essentially first you wanna use this, which I've already opened, the wet wipes. Then you wanna use your microfiber cloth to dry it and remove any sort of marks from whatever's on there, alcohol I guess. And lastly, you wanna use the dust absorption sticker, which is just basically tape that just removes any dust that's on the screen, because the dust will stick to that tape. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, so I haven't actually used the sticker yet, but I will put it in first, because the dust essentially, there is always going to be dust. You can do that as your very last step, essentially, because it's dust. Realistically, it's always going to come back. So last thing you want to do before installing, remove the dust. And now make sure this is actually in the frame properly, and then just pray that the screen protector doesn't come all the way up to the bottom, so that it will actually fit with my case. And if you're wondering why the phone is still on, I want to see where that fingerprint scanner is, because I think they didn't really place these stickers correctly. Alright, look at this. So you can see that the sticker is actually above the fingerprint scanner ever so slightly, so you are gonna have to be careful with where you put the weight, because you might want to put it a bit lower than it seems at first. And this really does come up all the way to the bottom. Oh my. Oh yeah, and what I almost forgot, you gotta put these on. I put them on the bottom, and I hope this will be fine. This is now on the top, covering the loudspeaker. I hope I haven't covered too much so that the screen protector will have issues there, but we'll see. Although I might actually remove this because it won't even stick down properly anyways. In terms of this top piece of the installation guide, I've actually cut this down a bit, so it's now smaller than before, so that I can move the glass further up on the screen, so that essentially I have more gap on the bottom for my case. Okay, I'm probably gonna remove this sticker again because that won't work. Alright, so I've removed the top piece again because this, well, foam thing should absorb most of the glue, and I just hope that it won't get in there in the speaker. And there is just really not enough space nowadays with these phones. The speaker is less than 1 millimeter wide. It's just a tiny slit. There is no room for any sort of sticker to cover it. My Note 9, of course, had a bezel, so obviously the Whitestone dome glass for that one came with a sticker to cover it, but this one just doesn't. We're gonna have to live with that. Bottom is covered though, and yeah, so I've just cleaned it again. So I just turn it off, I cleaned it again, and now we're gonna use the dust removal sticker. It's very simple, just hold it at the top and put it on the screen and just remove any sort of dust. And I will definitely do this off camera because this will take me personally very long because I want every single piece of dust gone. These little green things, they do leave some dust as well, or a little bit of fuzziness, and I can see another piece of dust. Great. So you want to be a bit careful around those, and yeah, I am going to go around the phone a little bit more because there is one piece of dust right there actually. I'm going to have to remove that too. But for now, let's just put the glue. So they recommend putting one bubble in the middle and a smaller one at the bottom near the fingerprint scanner, and that makes sense, I guess. So we're just gonna try that. Although I do really hope this won't be too much glue because, yeah, wouldn't want that. And I got it on my hands. Oh my god. Yep, this stinks. So you really... This is gonna smell bad, obviously, but it's gonna go away after a couple days on the phone. So we can now install everything without the table getting ruined. Very important, right? You want to look at the screen one more time and remove all the dust that you can see, like that. And I think that should be it. I'm just gonna look over it one more time. Oh my god, I wish I had one of these rooms where there is super little dust. Like, you know, when companies make their products, they have rooms where there is almost zero dust in the air. It's crazy. I wish I had that. And then you're just gonna hold this straight and you're gonna undo the top. Okay, I think there is no way I'm gonna make this visible for you, so I'm just gonna put it here. And careful, careful. Is this the middle? I think that's the middle. Okay, it's dripping out. I think we can open it a bit more. And I think that should be good. Let's just look over the screen one last time and check for dust. And it's obviously very important that you do this on a level surface, so this table is flat. I checked with the phone's built-in sensor because it has this thing built in where you can check if you're on an even surface. Very important, because if you do this on a non-even surface, the glue is going to go everywhere except for on the phone. It's not going to stay there essentially. So be careful about that, and I think it should be clean. Now we can get the glass. I did reposition this label. I put this a bit lower so that it would actually be above the fingerprint scanner. And now we can put this on. So what we want to do, actually, hold on. First of all, move this piece on here. Put this in at the bottom so that you can lower the glass slowly. And do not touch the underside of the glass. Alright, so the glass is on here, and now we can slowly remove this. And then we can also use this piece. Now let it drop, let the bubbles connect. Come on, there we go. Now we can use this piece to push against the screen protector, which is very important, because if we're gonna put the weight on, it might move, and we don't want that. Okay, so now we'll just let the glue spread and wait for it. I actually had to push it down a bit from the top with this, because I thought it was a bit too far up, because of course I shortened this piece. I mean, you know, maybe I should have just left it, because then it would have been a bit more safe, but we'll see. We'll see the result. We'll just finish, and then we'll see. We have 2 more tries, because obviously a 3-pack. Alright, I think it is now spread far enough, so we can put this weight on our fingerprint scanner area very carefully and slowly. This, ooh, it did move, oh no, and there is a bit of glue coming out, not good. And yes, you do have to leave this in place for a little bit to make sure that it actually pushes away some of the glue, essentially to ensure that there is really a very thin layer and no bubbles or anything at all in between, so that your fingerprint scanner is actually able to read your fingerprint. With an optical one, it might work without a magnet, but this is an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, and so it needs to actually send sound waves from underneath the display to your finger, and they need to bounce back, and if there's any air, it just disrupts it, so that won't work. So I just use the microfiber cloth that it came with to absorb some of the glue that's come out the sides. Okay, I think that the screen protector is actually perfectly centered, so we can now cure this for a couple seconds with the weight on. I want to say magnet. It looks like a magnet, but it really, well, it might be a magnet. I don't know. It probably isn't, but it looks like one. Plug this in, and it's on. Carefully put it on top like this, and boom. That's it. We can now let this cure for 45 seconds. Okay, so 45 seconds should be over. Now we can remove the weight. I almost said magnet again. Jesus Christ. We can remove this and cure it just with just the glass. No magnet, no weight, no nothing, no coins, just the UV light, which actually doesn't fit on this tray, which is weird. And this is supposed to go for 120 seconds, after which we can then remove the phone, and I think I'll just cure the edges once more once it's out of there, so the light can actually hit the edges, because of course we have these green absorption things in the way. At least I think they're a little bit in the way for the light. And then we can also clean off any excess glue. Alright, I think that was actually a bit more than 120 seconds, but it doesn't matter. It's not like you could cure it too much. Right, so this is pretty much done. We're gonna put this off to the side again. And now we can remove the phone from the frame. Cool feature, it actually has a thing here to push on, so you can push through this to get the phone out, which is very nice. Okay, so actually I just really struggled removing this, because it actually glued the phone to the frame a little bit. Holy crap, I swear to God, if this is broken. Okay, we can see there is some glue on the bottom here. That's not good. I don't know if you can see this, but there is some glue. And it seems fine. I don't see any big issues, but there is definitely some glue here. And look at this. There is actually a full bunch of glue in it. It's still kind of wet. Oh my God. Okay, so it is definitely a bit annoying that there is actual glue on these stickers and underneath as well. They didn't really help much at all. I think it didn't get inside of anything. I mean, I can test, of course. I'm gonna listen to the speakers, I guess, and we'll see, but I definitely have to remove some here on the sides. Oh. So they give you a second microfiber cloth, obviously. Look at this, we have 2 in this pack. But what you really would need is a second alcohol cloth, because, yeah, there is glue. But I really don't think it got inside of anything, so that's good. Now let's talk about the final result. So overall, this screen protector is definitely not bad. It was not really any more difficult to install than other tempered glass screen protectors that use UV adhesive, and everything worked out fine. But I do have to criticize the included absorption pads, because as I said, they did leave some fibers on the screen, and one of them, I believe, actually got stuck underneath the screen protector, and so it introduced some air. At least now, a couple days later, when I'm recording this voiceover, I do have an air bubble on the left side, on the left edge of the screen protector. It's not that bad because it's not very visible, especially when the screen's on. You can basically not really see it, but this started out small, was like a centimeter, maybe even less. But in the beginning there was nothing, then it was like a centimeter, and now it's many centimeters. I don't know how much exactly this is, but it's definitely grown, which is not good. Although that could also be because it's not 100% perfectly centered. But then again, that's just impossible to achieve, to get it 100% in the middle of the screen. And technically, I think the UV glue should prevent it from having issues with that, actually, because it's able to fill the area. But yeah, it turned out the way it turned out. It's definitely usable. The fingerprint scanner works fine as well. A little bit less sensitive, but it works. In the beginning, it didn't. Very important. When I first tried to set up my fingerprints, it did not work. I tried it, and it absolutely would not accept my fingerprints, and I was so scared that I was gonna have to redo everything, because back then I didn't even have any bubbles or anything, so no reason to redo it at all. But then luckily on the second try, it worked perfectly fine. So then, would I recommend this? Well, it's most certainly better than the other options I've already talked about, like screen protectors which don't actually have full adhesive. And it is probably also going to be nicer than a film protector because it's working better with the S Pen since it's smooth glass. But you do have to be aware of cases that you use, because it is going to come up to the bottom and to the top all the way, and only on the sides there is a bit of a gap. But the positive thing, it does look like there is no screen protector installed if you don't look too closely. That is indeed a benefit, and so you might like this one. Now there's obviously other options, but I've tried this one, and if you don't mess around with it too much, it should turn out totally fine, because it has already turned out fine for other people. It's pretty high rated on Amazon, actually higher than the Whitestone Dome Glass, which is surprising. And so I'd say, yes, this screen protector is indeed a decent choice.